Alrighty, folks, welcome back to Beulahland Farms. I'm Mike, and we are at the end of the day in May here. You see, I've got the equipment set out here. We just got done with the planting of the big field, so I'm going to go ahead and sleep and move on into the next day. Now, one thing I'm concerned about is the sheep are going through the hay or the meadow rather quickly. Let's look at that real quick before we sleep. They're getting really low on meadow, so I'm going to sleep. I'm going to wake up really early and hope that they have not run out of food overnight. Hopefully they don't. But yeah, the big field is planted. All the corn is planted, and so we are good to go there. One thing I did notice is that planter actually puts out fertilizer on an area that didn't have fertilizer, but it didn't put out fertilizer where fertilizer was already applied, but it should have, because it had been a while, a couple of well, at least a month had passed since I had put it out. So I'm not sure why it didn't do that. I'm gonna have to do some more testing with that in the future. Let's see, maybe we can get this thing back here beside the cedar. I would love to have a shop like this in real life. That would be so awesome. The barn we have here at the property is what am I doing? I'm looking at the sheep. Okay, they are close. All right. Yeah, our shop that we have here, I think it's like a 24 by 36, something like that, and it is not big enough. Not big enough at all. So yeah, man, anyone that has a shop like that, you're lucky. You're lucky. All right, so what I need to do is get the sheep some food. So eventually we are going to be placing matter of fact, I'm going to talk while we drive down to the shop. We are going to be, actually, you know what we're going to do? Yeah, let's drive down to the shop. So eventually we are going to be baling up the grass field that we bought. So I originally wanted to use the little small square bales for that field, just because I thought that would be more appropriate. If you're feeding sheep, you're probably going in with a square bale, give them some hay that way, you know, a couple bales at a time or whatever it takes. But now that I have the issue of this pen will, oh, so I don't think I've mentioned this. The pen that I have for the sheep does not accept bales. So what I'm going to have to do is get some type of implement to break down the bales. So going back to, I wanted to bale the small bales just for a little added realism. I think we're going to end up going with round bales now, because it's just going to be too difficult trying to deal with the small bales, putting them in a grinder and so forth. So yeah, we're going to get something that we can break apart, and then we'll probably just end up making round bales, and then we'll just shred it when we need to feed the sheep. And it may not be that often, I'm not too sure, but they are already going through the meadows, so I have a feeling we're going to have to do it occasionally at least. So I've looked at a few options. I actually already have a round bale I bought last night or before we started recording this episode. I bought a round bale trying to get that in there, and of course it didn't work, so I said, well, that'd be a good thing to show on the video. So we can't put bales in the sheep pen. So let's go down here, and I think what I have found, do I have this in here? Here we go. This is super cheap. What's the color difference? Oh, there we go. It's 3-point. Yeah, so we're just going to do the 3-point attachment. We can either put it on the front or the back. and it's really cheap, so it doesn't cost very much at all. Of course, we have a weight on the front, so we're going to need to put this on the back. Probably could just run down in the... Ooh, mercy. Run down with the pickup truck and pick this thing up. So we get this back down to the ooh, I need some fuel, and I don't have a fuel tank. Let me grab some of that real quick. Yeah, we'll get this back down, get the bale out of the truck, and see if we can give the sheep some food real quick before they run out. And then what I want to do is I want to try and see if we can put out some fertilizer on that corn. We probably should wait till it starts growing, but I want to test it to see if something's going on, or if it just may have been with that plant, or may not be working just quite like it should. Probably need to get a fuel tank for the farm at some point. All right, so let me, while we're doing this, let's in the essence of time, let's let that guy roll, and then we're going to hop over here to the pickup truck. Like I said, I already had a bale here. Of course, I don't have any way to unload it, so I think what we're going to do is which, you know what, hey, I'm sorry, we're doing testing here, kind of running into some situations. I'm just going to use super strength and get this bell out of here. This is just a let's turn it on its side. I think that would be appropriate. This is just a kind of a test, trial and error thing, so I'm just going to do that for now. And we'll pull the truck out of the way. Now I could have cut the grass or something, maybe cut the grass and picked it up and dumped in, maybe even with like a riding mower. That could have been an option. Maybe mowed up this little area and just dumped it in. But I needed to figure this out anyway. And of course I am using the bigger animal barns mod or something like that. And if we take a look real quick, the best I can tell, the food trigger is right here, and it will not take a bell. I've tried everything. I've gone all around this thing. I've tried round bells, square bells, you name it. It will not take a bell. So there is the possibility I am missed the trigger. I'm doing something wrong, but I've tried and tried and tried, could not get that to work out. So with that being said, I am taking this route now, and hopefully this will work out. If we have to feed them a bale or two every once in a while, that is not going to be that big a deal. Got our handy helper here. All right, there we go. I wish the auto drive, if it had you in the vicinity, would not shut off the engine. That would actually be kind of nice. All right, I'm turning the menu on because I have not used this particular piece of equipment before. So let's see, what do we do? Lower it down, okay. Let's see. All right, I guess we just back into the bale. Oh, wait a minute. Hang on a second. Unfold. There we go. Oh, that must be things to protect it or something. Keep you from getting stabbed or poked in the leg. And I hope this works here. I think it should. Uh-oh. Do we have to turn this thing? Oh, no. Let's see. Oh, there we go. There we go. I'm pretty sure that's going in the sheep barn. Let's see. Yes, it is. Very good. So that's working out good. One thing I did try, I tried the cut open bells mod to see if setting a bell there would just let it poof into the the feed trough, and it would not. That did not work at all. And then even tried doing that with a bale in the bucket of the skid steer, and that did not work either. So I'm telling you, I tried everything I could to make that happen. I just could not make it happen. So let's put this little fella here under the barn, at least temporarily. Wow, okay. That's probably not. Let's see if I can get that hook back up. Let's see if we can tilt it down a little bit. There we go. All right, let's go grab the fertilizer spreader and let's just do a little test and see if this field will in fact, you know what, it probably won't, because I ran the fertilizer running on the planter, so I bet it has the fertilizer state on it. So let's see here. I'll just do a little quick test. I'm betting that it will not work. So we do have some fertilizer in the hopper. So let's go see what we got here. Now, I did put some on that little square. Let's take a look at our map and see what happened. I am not thinking it's going to do anything right now. Let's see. Yeah, it did not. So we're going to have to wait for the first stage of growth. And that's okay. We'll go and put it back in the barn just in case it rains. Trying to keep it dry. Now, I did end up having to finish this field. It would come down. It was a hailstorm, actually. It was coming down, and the field was super muddy, and everything was muddy. The planter, the tractor, the tractor had the wheels just caked up with the mud. Now, I am using the tire wear mod here, and you see we're at 64% wear. It's looking like the bars on the traction bars on the tires are wearing down. So that's something we'll have to keep our eyes on. That's going to be a problem probably at some point. All right, so let's take a look and see what we have going on. Do we have anything to sell? Still, dry corn is still not where it needs to be to sell it. We may have to wait all the way until next year to get that sold. The crawfish, we're not making a whole lot there. And of course, now the sheep, we have a little bit of grass in here, but hopefully that lets the meadow regrow. I don't know. That's kind of I probably should have put in a bigger pasture for the sheep. So I was actually looking at the used vehicle section a little earlier. So we do have a few things in here that's kind of interesting. You know, we have a spreader there, but we don't really need that. We could get a bigger trailer, but we don't really need that. That wouldn't really increase our capacity. It'd just be one trailer. We've got a header here, but our harvester's too small for it. But this here, the Delta Track, ooh, that's tempting. Although I don't have enough cash. And we do have a semi truck in here that could be useful as well. So a few things in here, but I'm going to hold off for now because we only have $200,000. Let me look around. See what we need to do today. We're kind of in a lull here. We've got grass. Let's go check the grass field. I don't think it is ready. Let's see, field 49. Yeah, it is not ready. It is the third growth state, so it is not ready to harvest yet. We've got one more state of growth, but once June rolls around, we should be good to go. All right, we've got a little bit of a chore that I need to do just to burn up some time, use some time. that I have. So I mentioned this field back here. There's a lot of trees that are really close to the edge of the field. I just want to take some of these out while I have some time. I'm not trying to do it to make a ton of money or anything like that. We will make some money off of it. But mainly I just want to get some of these trees back away from the edge of the field. Now I knew I could go along and paint the field and get rid of it that way. But we're just going to do it this way since we already have the chipper. This will work out just fine for us. Holy moly, that tree had a ton of wood chips in it. Good grief. Wow. It filled up the truck and has the chipper nearly full. Good grief. That is a huge tree. Alright, so one tree and I've filled up the truck. Wow. That's amazing. So let me check real quick. Wood chips. Grain barge terminal 2. Let's just see how much we can get for our wood chips. We may not want to go too far. Let's see. Down here, wood chips. So the grain barge terminal 2 is at 641. Well, that is the best place. So we're going to go there. Let's tag that. I don't think I've got a course set up for that. Let's see, where is that? Grain barge terminal 2. Way down here. Okay. All right. Let's take a little drive. Actually, let me turn this tractor off. There we go. Yeah, I don't think we have been there before, so while we're heading down that way, I'm going to go ahead and get an auto drive course set up. Just to help me out in the future. I'm going to go ahead and turn that on. I've already run one down this field. So I've got that done, and we have one, I think, going down the road, so we've got a little ways to go before we have to start up our auto drive course. So kind of to talk about where we're going with this playthrough, we've got the grass planted, we've got the rice planted, we've got, oh, you know what I need to do real quick before we head down there, before I forget, let's run over here. Let's see, I think I need to reflood this field. I always forget about that. Okay, so it still has some in it. All right, very good. Was not sure. Maybe it's only like a 24-hour cycle. I'm not sure. We'll have to monitor that, make sure the rice stays wet and the crawfish stay wet. But so yeah, we have the rice planted, grass planted, and now the corn's planted. We have sheep. So what I like to do is, as we progress along, we're going to get some wool from the sheep. I'd like to, I don't know if there's a spinnery or something on this map. We may purchase that or put down some production near a farm, or maybe over on our auxiliary farm. And when we do that, we can, I would like to at some point to try to plant some cotton. I would like to get to that point where we can plant some cotton. So it's kind of my goal, since we do have the sheep, is to be able to do that. And then corn, I do want to, I'd like to dry the corn again. I have another mod I'd like to try, and we'll see how that works out. And then I do want to, plant some other crops, maybe some soybeans, maybe some other things, to see how things play on this map and what kind of profits we can get from it. But so yeah, we're just kind of trucking along. I do want to increase our land holdings a little bit more as we go along. Not right away. I think we're good right now. We've got to build up our funds again. We do need, at some point, we're going to have to upgrade our combine. We're going to need a semi truck to haul the grain. Eventually we're going to need some bigger tractors, I believe. Maybe at some point we'll upgrade our planter and seeder and such. Oh boy. So yeah, we're just kind of, we're at a good point right now. I think we're kind of set up for the future. We've got a lot of stuff already and we're in a good place. Again, you know, if you haven't watched from the beginning, I did play or do this playthrough on easy just because I didn't want to struggle. I wanted this to be an easy playthrough for me, just have fun. So, oh, that did not work. So that's what we're doing on this one, is just doing an easy playthrough and just having some fun with it. That is not working. Let's see. It is not like that. So one thing, if you're trying to make your curves here and it's not working out real well, what you can do is just kind of throw one down and then just manage it a little bit where I'm right clicking on the mouse to just move those points over. I'm actually going to delete that one, and there we go. It's not beautiful, but that will work. All right, let's get on down here to the sell point. Yeah, I have not driven back down here, so this is the first for me. I hope we're going the right way, because this marker's off to the left a bit. Let's check the map one more time. Okay, yeah, we'll take a left here. I do have the little clicky noises with the auto drive, so hopefully that won't be too annoying. Apologize if it is. I normally turn it off, but for some reason I have not turned it off on this particular playthrough, so I need to do that. Man, this area down here is huge. A lot of land. A lot of timber, too. Yeah, the sawmill ran out of wood. That little bit of wood I put back into it, it ran out pretty quickly, so that's unfortunate. So that is actually a rice field right there to the right. Looks like just a bunch of scrub land over there to the left. All right, let's see if we can get in here and get this sold. Let's zoom around. I'll show you what's happening here with the, yeah, see how it's hitting the trailer? That is not ideal at all. All right, 10,000 out of that load. Let's see. We're not getting the trigger for that. There we go. And this is called, what is it called? The Grain Barge Terminal 02. I'm gonna do one more here. Let's see. There we go. I like to name my sell point markers exactly as it shows up in the price list. That way I know where it's going. So one thing I like to do as well is, so I've made this loop with the bi-directional path. So what I'll do is I'll stop the path there and back out of the way so I can see what I'm doing. And if you just go ahead and put like one directional in like that, so that way the helper will come this way and make the loop just like I did. So let's go on back. Let's see, field 40 or 43. 40. Oh, that is not what I wanted to do. We got a rogue. Let's stop that real quick. I want to fix that. There we go. All right, send that back, and then we're going to hop back over to the tractor real quick. And let's take down another tree. Now that big one right there looks like it's off. If I can get the tractor by, I'm good with it. I know this is not very realistic, this thing holding 50,000 liters, but that one there we're going to take. But you know, I'm going to wait till we empty out this thing. That little tiny stump is causing so much problem. There we go. Oh, that's another one of those big trees. So, you know what? I'm going to wait until we get the truck back. I'm going to wait for a takedown to any more of these big trees, because I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of wood chips. And that little stump is still there. There we go, I think. Yeah, we got it. So yeah, I'm going to wait for that guy to get back, and then I will continue down this path. Like I said, I'm not going to take down a bunch, just to get me some clearance, just so we're not getting hung up on the field, because some of these are really close to the edge of the field. And so I just want to back the tree line back away from the field just a little bit, give me some breathing room. So anyhow, I'm going to work on that between now and the next episode. Probably next episode, I'm going to probably hop into that grass field. We're going to start getting some of that grass made into hay and get that baled. But I need some more equipment to do that. We need a mower, we need a baler and a tedder and a rake. So we need quite a bit of equipment. So doing this won't hurt. It'll make us a little cash so we can buy what we need to buy. So anyhow, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, please be sure and click the thumbs up button. If you're new to the channel or not yet subscribed, go ahead and do that right now. Also click the bell so you get notified of all future content. Again, I do appreciate each and every one of you for watching, and I hope each of you have a very blessed day.